Hi, this is Sue Isbell, Head of Department of the e-learning faculty at Kelvin Grove State College. Thank you for taking the time to find out more about our Year 10 Foundation and Year 11 and 12 certificates in information, digital media and technology subjects. This is part of a vocational pathway that students can opt into, and this is a vocational education and training or VET qualification. If you haven't already, I please ask that you go back and look at the overview, which gives information not just about all of our subjects, but about the different programs and partnerships that we have to support students through the e-learning faculty. So building on from the Digital Technologies National Curriculum, which is studied up until Year 9 and Year 10 in some schools, students in the senior school from Year 10 have the opportunity to follow a more academic pathway or a vocational pathway. We also have an entrepreneurial or digital startup pathway, which can be followed or embedded into subjects. So this second vocational pathway, vocational education and training or VET, is aimed at students who are looking at employment post Year 12 in entry-level roles or going on to TAFE or another private provider qualification. So at this point in time, we are the registered training organisation for a Certificate 2 in information, digital media and technology. The whole training package is currently under development. And from my industry contacts, I have been advised that Certificate 1 and 2 may no longer be part of that training package and may become a skill set. We are also working to upgrade from a Certificate 2 to a Certificate 3, which will meet industry needs more. So the focus of this subject and these qualifications, if we get to Certificate 3, will be more around focusing on those digital technologies, digital solutions, ICTs that are transforming ICT industry and all other industries. So trying to provide students with the skills, the knowledge, the attitude, all of those things that they need to go into any industry that relies heavily on ICTs. Now, please be aware that delivery of VET certificate qualifications is subject to the national RTO requirements being met. It may be that we end up going with an external registered training organisation to deliver our certificate qualifications, and possibly even having KG teachers as the trainers and assessors if we do move to that model. Now, as with all VET qualifications, if there is an external RTO, then there will be a cost. It's on a user paid basis. If the Certificate 2 does continue at currently, as per the current situation, there is no cost for that while the college is the registered training organisation. Now, once that training package has been redeveloped and is available, we'll be able to communicate what qualifications will be available. I really encourage that students from Year 10 engage with a VET course, particularly at Certificate 3 level. Now, the main reason why I recommend that Year 10 start, particularly for Certificate 3, is if we look at the volume of learning for a Certificate 3, it is over 6 semester units. So that's 2 semester units in each year level, year 10, 11 and 12. Now, of course, depending on students' prior knowledge, any evidence that they may have, perhaps they've completed other training qualifications, they may progress through that much more quickly than students who are early into their ICT skills in the areas that we're covering. So if students are coming in at Year 11 level, there will need to be arrangements put in place, whether it's through additional lines of spares or using access, exam blocks, etc. Students will need to, may need to make up the difference in the volume of learning, and it's not recommended that Year 12 students come into a Certificate 3 qualification. Is that if that's up and running, again, depending on prior knowledge and skills, they may be able to complete the Certificate 2 if that's still going to be available with the updated training package. Now, this is just showing some of the units for the Certificate 2 that we currently have on our scope of registration. As with all qualifications, there are core units, there are elective units which we choose, and we try to tailor an experience based on the feedback from our industry connectivity. Certificate 3, of course, would have more units that students would need to complete over that period of time. Now, assessment, there is a range of assessment. We are using projects where possible, reflecting real-world industry practices. So assessment does involve supervisor observations, verbal or written questions, a portfolio of tasks, reviews of different products or services, checklists, and if students are participating in structured work placement, which is an option and very much encouraged, then we can look at third-party reports from employers that they're working with. Now, I really recommend that students aim to try to finish their qualification early. That way they can engage in either mentoring in the industry, structured work placement, work experience. The more that they can get into industry to build their resume, the higher probability they have of engaging employment post year 12. Just a note there as well, currently the Year 10 subject is operating as a foundation, so it has a slightly different code. It has an F in front rather than a V. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to email me or come and see me in the Middle Senior Library. I'm currently the trainer and assessor for the certificates in information, digital media and technology, so I would be the best person to speak to if you do have any further questions. Thank you.